guys, so I'm not too far from my school, so you can still hear like the music and such and the students. But I just thought I would make a quick video to talk about just giving you some random advice related to TEFL. So TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language teaching, it's not quite regular teaching, right? In fact, the title of teacher is kind of very generous, if you ask me. I mean, I'm not saying it's not, it's an adjacent role, right? It's a similar role, but it would be more realistic to say it's like, I don't know, like tutoring, glorified tutoring, or more like coaching, or just like a trainer, English trainer. I think that would be more accurate, but whatever the case is. So I wanted to give you some tips that have worked for me. And I'm not a nobody when it comes to the classroom. I mean, I've gotten unsolicited responses saying that my classroom management is actually really good, and also I've received rewards for best demonstrations, and so it's not like I'm a nobody. I would just definitely say I'm a little bit better than average when it comes to classroom management. And it really comes down to one key. If I could teach you anything, and it's movement. Moving around the classroom is like essential for classroom management. And I'm not saying running around and sweating your ass off. I'm talking about just moving. Just going down the aisles. Think about teachers you see in movies. They go down the aisles. It doesn't mean you're actually like checking the work necessarily, but you're moving up and down. You're gonna, and you're known, right? You're not like just in the front all the time. And that is important. So move. And also it helps with behavior problems. I guarantee if a kid has a behavior problem and you move closer to them, they're gonna stop when you just stare at them and move close to them. So move. That is the key for classroom management. You got to move. And if you don't like moving, well, it kind of sucks, right? But unfortunately, most of the time you have to move. And also it looks good if someone walks in and they see you moving around. That's bonus points for your observation. Next thing is, you have to force a ridiculous smile, like at least 60% of the time. I'm not saying all the time, but you got to be like, I know it seems a little fake, but it makes kids comfortable. So that's my next tip. Smile the majority of the time, not all the time, but majority of the time in classroom. And honestly, over exaggerate it. So that's my second tip. Third tip, slow down your speaking. Even if you think you're slowing it down, slow it down even a hair more. Because you usually speak way faster than you think you do. And that's pretty much it. Use your character. Honestly, the real theory of teaching, you only use like 20% of it anyway. If you have 20% theory and the rest is just your personality, energy, and building rapport with students, you're going to be excellent. You're going to be better than average for sure. So those are the keys. And also just realize that you're like a culture exchange. You're not like teaching them like really complex stuff. You're more there just to expose them to foreigners and teach them basics, fundamentals, and just have them practice. So try your best to also have like plays. That's what I would say. And it actually makes your job easier. You can have them like act out things and like act out, like give them a goofy play. You have to use 7 of these new vocab words in a play with your group, and you got to present the play for 5 minutes in the front, and that eats up like your entire class. So these are just tips and tricks. I hope you hear what I'm saying because it's worked for me. And like I said, if I didn't get so much positive feedback and awards and certificates because of how I manage the classroom and how I perform in the classroom, then I wouldn't be saying this. So clearly I'm slightly better than average in that area. So I wanted to give you some advice because I think if you get these down, you're golden.